far can we get if we sail a little bit high?
Maze Runner: The Death Cure is the highest-grossing film of the weekend, but according to studio estimates Sunday, many goers also chose the first weekend after Oscar nominations to catch up with some awards contenders like The Shape of Water, which had its highest-grossing frame with $5.7 million. In first place, The Death Cure took in a higher-than-expected $23.5 million. It's the third and final installment in the Maze Runner series based on James Dashner's dystopian young adult novels, and the weakest opening of the three. The first opened to $32.5 million and the second to $30.3 million. Part of that may be attributable to stalled momentum and a 2.5-year gap between the second and third film. The Death Cure's release was delayed a year by 20th Century Fox after star Dylan O'Brien's on-set injury in early 2016. It was still enough to push Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle back down to second place for the first time in 3 weeks. Down only 16%, Jumanji added $16.4 million, bringing its total to a robust $338.1 million. It was going to take a big franchise film to knock Jumanji off the top of the chart, said Comscore senior media analyst Paul Garabedian. In third place, the Christian Bale western Hostiles expanded wide to 2,816 theaters in its sixth weekend and earned $10.2 million. The Hugh Jackman musical The Greatest Showman kept going strong in fourth with $9.5 million, down only 11%, and now boasting a total of $126.5 million. Many audiences also took advantage of the added theater counts of many Oscar hopefuls following nominations Tuesday. Steven Spielberg's Pentagon Papers drama The Post, from 20th Century Fox, placed fifth in its third weekend in wide release with $8.9 million. Guillermo del Toro's fantasy romance The Shape of Water, which had a leading 13 nominations for Fox Searchlight, added 1,001 theaters, which put it back in the top 10 in its ninth weekend of release. The film is nominated for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actress Sally Hawkins, Supporting Actress Octavia Spencer and Supporting Actor Richard Jenkins, among others, and has grossed $37.7 million to date. Fox Searchlight also added theaters for 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, which scored 7 Oscar nominations Tuesday, and earned $3.6 million over the weekend, an 88% boost. And Focus features upped the theater count for Darkest Hour and Phantom Thread, which both took in $2.9 million after getting 6 nominations each. The Oscars offer the greatest marketing hook in the history of FS. These are films that would usually be played out, said Garabedian. For audiences, it's a validation. If anyone is on the fence, a Best Picture nomination is a pretty good way to push people in the direction of the theater. With 6 weeks to go until the Oscars, there is plenty of time to catch up on the Best Picture nominees, but they won't be without competition. The third installment of the 50 Shades of Grey franchise opens February 9th, and on February 16th, the highly anticipated Black Panther roars into theaters. Estimated ticket sales for Friday through Sunday at US and Canadian theaters, according to Comscore. Final domestic figures will be released Monday. 1. Maze Runner: The Death Cure, $23.5 million. 2. Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle, $16.4 million. 3. Hostiles, $10.2 million. 4. The Greatest Showman, $9.5 million. 5. The Post, $8.9 million. 6.12 Strong, $8.6 million. 7. Den of Thieves, $8.4 million. 8. The Shape of Water, $5.7 million. 9. Paddington 2, $5.6 million. 10. Star Wars: The Last Jedi, $4.2 million. Universal and Focus are owned by NBC Universal, a unit of Comcast Corp. Sony, Columbia, Sony Screen Gems and Sony Pictures Classics are units of Sony Corp. Paramount is owned by Viacom Inc. Disney, Pixar and Marvel are owned by the Walt Disney Co. Miramax is owned by Filmyard Holdings LLC. 20th Century Fox and Fox Searchlight are owned by 21st Century Fox. Warner Brothers and New Line are units of Time Warner Inc. MGM is owned by a group of former creditors including Highland Capital, Anchorage Advisors and Carl Icahn. Lionsgate is owned by Lionsgate Entertainment Corp. IFC is owned by MC Networks Inc. Rogue is owned by Relativity Media LLC.